Big things may have small beginnings, but a big budget movie like this had a number of small problems. Prometheus is directed by quite possibly one of the best directors of our time, Ridley Scott. And this time he's going back to his roots, seeing how he is the mastermind behind Blade Runner and Alien. And now we get Prometheus, which is supposed to be quoted a story taking place before Alien, but not necessarily a prequel. The plot to Prometheus begins with two scientists discovering a series of star maps which they believe will lead them to the planet of what they like to call the Engineers. Now, the Engineers are a group, was a civilization that supposedly created the human race. Now, they also managed to convince the head of a business company, the Wayland Corporation, to fund an expedition to find this planet. Shortly, however, after arriving on this planet, they discover that this planet is not exactly what they were looking for, and things quickly begin to get completely out of hand, and they have to discover exactly what the Engineers were doing on this particular planet and what was their motivations. Okay, I'm gonna come out and say this right now. This movie has been getting some mixed results. Reviewers have been liking it a lot, and critics have been really bashing it. And I think that the problem with Prometheus is that it was probably promotioned the wrong way. From promotions that I've seen on it, they make it seem as though this movie is a direct prequel to the Alien franchise, which it is not. It is simply a story taking place before the events of the first one, and kind of showing really where the xenomorphs came from or how they were engineered. But I think that most people going into it might get the wrong idea, and that might actually hurt the integrity of this movie. Now, however, the best thing about it, however, is the absolute look of this movie. There are plenty of shots, especially in the first half of the film, that just show the area of this planet, and they're just beautifully shot. The cinematography is top-notch, and the acting across the board is definitely absolutely fantastic, and a super performance by Michael Fassbender, who portrays David, who in my opinion probably has the best performance of a machine since probably Sonny and I, Robot, and then before that Arnold Schwarzenegger's performance of the T-100 in Terminator 2. Now, in terms of quality of science fiction movie, this movie is worlds above a lot of the crap that gets kicked out of Hollywood and even the Sci-Fi Channel every year. However, it's not without its series of problems. For Ridley Scott, I expected for him to not have characters in his movie that are, shall we say, retarded. Several times throughout the movie, characters that are doing things that they shouldn't be doing or common sense would tell you not to do. Like, for an example, spoiler alert, there's a moment in the movie where two of the miners that are part of this crew are stuck within this pyramid-like area, and they spot this creature-like snake thing, and common sense would tell any normal person watching this video that you probably should leave this thing alone and don't poke at it. But they decided, hey, let's poke at it, and the next thing you know, it attacks them, and then it ends up killing both of them. It's little things like that happen throughout this movie that really hurt it. And by the third act, it kind of ventures off from trying to be something different than just following the standard action cliches that you would expect in any horror movie. And for Ridley Scott, I'm just a little bit disappointed that he didn't try to venture away from that instead of following the same pattern that we've seen in several other science fiction horror films in the past. Although Prometheus, it has flaws, it's still a very good movie and much better quality than a lot of the science fiction crap that gets spat out of Hollywood and the Sci-Fi Channel every year. And it's definitely worth your time and your hard-earned money. I would give Prometheus a solid 8.5. If you like this review, please like, comment down below, and subscribe at the top to keep track of me. You can also follow me on Twitter and friend me on Facebook in the description down below. And like always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.